schedule. Or will we get our anthem? Everybody stopped. As parents from both sides should be treated to a dandy inside this fine complex. As again, we need to thank our wonderful volunteers for giving up their days to come in. As the crowd has started to serenade. We'll let you listen in. So that just happened. Now let's have a game, shall we? Team BC in the white, Team Alberta in black. Goaltenders going through their final progression. Both benches on their feet. Ready to meet at the center dot. The ball is dropped and we are underway. First attempt towards Alberta goal, and the goaltender hammers that one right out of play. As that'll be a face-off in the offensive zone for BC. We'll see who can kind of capture and harness this early energy, as there is a buzz in the oven for both clubs. As this gets centered, picked off nicely by Alberta, banking it off the wall but out of the reach, and now it goes all the way to BC's goaltender, who may just be a fan favorite, as he gets his first touch and first cover of this contest. Scoreless 21 seconds in to the opening period. BC the home side, Alberta the away side. There's a shot directed right at the goaltender, who covers it up. It's been 26 seconds since the opening faceoff, and we've had 3 faceoffs since. There's number 4. And we're going to get a 5th one. At this rate, we're going to be here until Tuesday, as both teams just feel each other out a little bit. Didn't have much of a warm-up. Don't know how much practice they've had in the last couple of days. Traveling here to Winnipeg, I'm sure, has been tougher for some teams than others. But they're here now. The Junior National Ball Hockey Championships at the Keith Bodley MTS Iceplex and the Canada Life Center. As that gets gloved down, more cheers from the BC supporters. Great to see so many people cheering for so many teams from out of the province, as it has been a raucous crowd in here since I arrived at around 2:30 today. Moms, dads, siblings, they have been loud. This gets rimmed around, to the blue line area, kept in by Alberta, turns and fires, and that one got through, and we got another whistle. This will be the 8th whistle in 1 minute and 2 seconds. I may have been a little hopeful when I said Tuesday. It may actually be longer at this rate. As we get another face-off to the right of the BC goaltender, who's been able to field the ball a couple times, get his head into the game. He's going to get another chance here. As that took 5 seconds off the clock, but it's his biggest save yet, as he is starting to build some momentum in between the pipes. Another shot coming from the point, perhaps. Nope, down to the half wall. That was deflected off the side of the goal. Alberta with the territorial advantage. BC breaks it up, though, and now they'll get it as far as the blue line, turned back. Good ball pursuit there by Alberta as they try and track it down. Centering puck, or pass, pardon me, goes to the blue line. And now this is just pitchforked in. Stays in play, bouncing ball off the side of the Gold Glove side. And that's my fault, because I thought, oh my, we went 40 seconds without a whistle, and then we got a whistle. So that was on me. Another stoppage in play as we'll get another face-off inside BC territory. As I am new to ball hockey, I've learned that it's the second and third effort that really makes a big difference. And Alberta able to track down the BC breakout, gave them another opportunity, and now an offensive zone face-off. A shot from the point is blocked, and BC is going to try and chip this one out. And it goes into the bench for, yep, you guessed it, a whistle. 10-10 to go in the period. We're getting a really good look at teams' face-off strategies. As this one gets pushed forward by BC. Springing towards it was number 5. He just couldn't get a handle on it. Pokes it behind the goal. And now BC behind the goal. Centering pass off a leg and back into Alberta territory. Good second effort there by BC, has them dumping this one in. Dangerous play by the Alberta goalie as it's a turnover down low and a nice pad stop and a goal for BC as a backhander beats Alberta's Tendy, and it's 16 and lights. That gets his team in front. That's one that Alberta would like to have back. The goalie could have covered it up. He instead played it. A turnover near the side of the goal. He made the original save, but the rebound whacked home by number 16, Sutherland. So Sutherland's opened the scoring, and BC has a lead. Alberta trying to get back into this one. Just 3.5 gone in the period. Alberta towards the goal. That's off a leg and into the near side. Sutherland, the goal scorer, wraps this one around on the far side. Trying to bounce it out, but unable. As Alberta hustles back. Alberta surveys from behind their own goal. Good read by BC to break that up, but it's Alberta that comes away with it. Into the offensive zone, shot off a leg and behind the goal. Played around for number 69. As he rims that one around the wall. This one gets played off to the near side boards as the teams collide and try and fish the ball out of a bunch of legs. 4.5 gone, 1-0 BC on Sutherland's first of the night. Batted away by Alberta past Fleming, and now a good stick lift, but Alberta keeps the ball towards the goal. It bounces wide, and we're going to get another whistle. 8:10 to go, opening period. Quick break, and we're back at the Keith Bodley. 1-0 in favor of Team BC. Jumping right back into the action as BC pushes their way into the offensive zone. Putting that one towards the Alberta net, but unable to get a collaboration as Levesque is going to fire, and a big rebound and a great save by Alberta as the Tendy made one, not not one, but two with that right pad, giving his team a chance as they're down by just a goal. Up to the red line area, kept in, shot off a leg and high over the goal. Alberta tries to build some momentum after a couple big stops. Levesque fires that one in wide. BC trying to get to their first. Alberta wins it. Out to center rink it goes. Into the flooring open area. Right up center lane, is back the other way is BC. Into the offensive zone. This is angled off, and we're going to get a penalty called here to Alberta. I think it'll be called interference, and that's a play you see a lot, and I will openly wonder, it's 7:07 left in the first. If it's a one-goal game with under 3 to go in the third, I don't know if that gets called. So a tough pill for Alberta to swallow, but they're going to be down a man with BC an attempt to extend their lead. It's such a hard play when you're a defender. You got to rub your check out without taking that penalty. And now it'll be up to Alberta. Great second effort. Gets that ball out and down the floor. BC will stack 3 high, 2 defenders back. Alberta sending a more of a diamond formation on the PK here as they force the dump in. Hustling back is Alberta. Bit of a schmozzle as BC walks out. Little give and go. And they chip that one through everybody but wide. Alberta's got it again, and they fire this one into the screen and out of play. Good ball retrieval by Alberta gave them a real look, by BC gave them a look on the short side as they faked the pass into the slot. They tried to sneak one the other way, go short side, low glove. It just missed, and they couldn't hit the angle, and it ends up going out the other way, and eventually Alberta put it under the netting above, and now they win the defensive zone face-off and get it clear. BC with 6:19 to go in the period, 1:10 to go in the man advantage. The first power play for BC, leading by a goal. Levesque all the way in. Levesque waiting, doesn't get it. They go to the half wall. BC, Levesque wants it at the point. Levesque is going to get it at the point. He's going to fire it on, and a good stop there. Second shot coming, rebound turned away by Alberta. BC turning up the heat. Around the goal it goes, centering pass, great save by the goalie again, as Alberta's goaltender has come to play. BC threatening though with the man advantage, walking out in front, loose. It gets all the way back to the blue line and out to the midpoint. Levesque, fake shot, goes into the corner. Bouncing ball is cleared as far as Alberta would let it. Almost a 2-on-1 for Alberta. Now BC turns them back and won't let them clear the zone. Hart shoots that one wide. Alberta going for a jailbreak here as they end up getting away shorthanded. We're back to 5-on-5. Alberta down a goal, but just a goal thanks to some stellar saves by their goaltender. As we get a little pushing and shoving here, Alberta's going to try and eat this along the wall. There's a little body contact along the wall. Gets the attention of some parents. As back the other way comes BC. On the defense, BC knocked their Alberta player down. As this gets flipped up the wall. Atwall able to chip it deep. Fleming pressuring for BC, but instead it's cleared and down the ice, or down the rink, pardon me. 4:15 to go, opening period, 1-0 BC. Sutherland's first of the game. There's a dust up. A centering play, big save, rebound! Stopped by BC's goaltender as we've got ourselves an old-fashioned goalie duel here at the Keith Bodley. Back the other way, now it's BC's turn to counterpunch as they play this one in deep with under 4 to go. Chip back up the wall and around. Alberta clears it out. Not all the way out though, it stays in. Bouncing ball ends up on goal and a cover with 3:37 to go. 1-0 BC leads here in the first. Back underway in the oven as Alberta and BC go back and forth. Scrummed up along the wall, finally kicked free. They're going to wave flooring so we can get some continuous action here. And just as I say that, we get a flooring the other way. Face-off will come all the way back inside BC territory. As parents sit on the edge of their seats of this one, a 1-0 game so far. BC out in front. All the way down as Alberta looks to regroup in their own zone. Alberta, though, turns it over, and BC looks to get some momentum. BC low and then try to get it into the slot, taken away. Here's a good-looking rush. Alberta, though, runs right into that defensive stick, and that turned that rush away. Kay wearing Dougie Gilmore's old number 93. Not that he played on the team, but he owns number 93, if you ask me. As this gets cleared away, again, BC. Lavec almost said bonjour, monsieur, with that turnover, but he stopped before he could get a shot. Into the corner, Alberta plays it around the wall. Here's another potential turnover. And it is officially a turnover. Centering pass, Alberta watching as this one gets hit off a stick and out of play. 2:15 to go in what might be the longest period ever recorded in ball hockey. As another whistle gave us a stoppage, and we'll have another face-off inside Alberta's defensive zone. 200 feet from where the Alberta parents wish they were right now. Kept in, Lavec. Stopped again by the Alberta goaltender, who deflects that one up and out of play. And because we haven't had one in a few seconds, we get a whistle. Hey, let's try the other side for a face-off, the referee says. As fans try to get BC into this one, already up a goal, they force a turnover in the slot. BC, though, can't get the ball to settle down, and out through center lane it comes. Chipping it wide. Look at the speed. Alberta slams on the brakes. Looks for an outlet. Shot coming. Defensive stick got in the way. That is the loudest cheer I've ever heard for a stick getting in the lane. Bouncing around at the blue line now. BC opens it to the far side. Circling back. As BC tried a jailbreak blitz into the offensive zone, they couldn't connect, and it ends up all the way down the floor. 1:20 to go in this period where it's 1-0 BC. Turned over again by Alberta. Centering pass, broken up, loose, knifed away. Ball is knocked in, and it's cleared before it could find the back of the goal. Good pressure here by BC as another shot is stopped and into the netting for a whistle. Some hectic moments in the crease area for Alberta, as good job by the team defense to collapse down and clear the ball before any BC stick could find it, and it remains a 1-0 game. BC off the offensive zone face-off win. Have this one knocked towards the Alberta bench. Under a minute to go now. Has BC in control at their own blue line. Poked back, and now Alberta just about sent away on a 2-on-1. All they can do is poke it down below the goal line. BC will regroup. And out through middle territory comes BC, who dumps it in. Under 30 seconds to go in period number one. Bouncing ball is poked down, and here goes Alberta all the way up. Alberta's onside. Fired that one. He looked like he was trying to hit Alberta with that shot, as it ends up coming all the way back around. Shot coming. Big time block by the BC defender, and BC won't clear it. Bouncing ball, 4 seconds left. BC's going to put it on, and it's a save for the goaltender, as that one snuck in between the legs. And that one put the Alberta faithful on edge just a bit. 1-0 BC. Sutherland, the only goal scorer. We'll take a break and come back with second period action here on AOTV. Welcome back to the oven for second period action here on AOTV. I'm Dave Anthony with the call of this game between Team BC in white and Team Alberta in black. It is 1-0 BC after 12 minutes of play. I was going to say 20 minutes of play, but it only felt that way because of all the whistles. We'll see if we can get some more sustained action here as BC early on goes into the offensive zone. Alberta, though, is able to steal and control as Walker puts it on, tipped in front, and that one's going to bounce to the goaltender, who covers up and gets a whistle. 22 seconds gone. We had 5 face-offs in the first 22 seconds of period 1, so this is progress. Face-off to the left of the BC goaltender wearing white. He's been perfect so far tonight. Around the wall it goes, chipped out, and now BC's away 2-on-1. BC's away, and a big stop again by the Alberta goaltender. Boy, has he been solid after letting in that one early in that first period. He has been a rock since then, giving his team every opportunity to tie this game. He may need to be good again as a breakaway pass is off a leg. BC has to wait. They're well offside as this gets taken away. Alberta's off on a 2-on-1. Alberta drives wide, shoots, and that one might have hit the butt end of the stick as BC calls for too many men on the floor. Might have had a case as Alberta was changing. They end up keeping the play going and keeping the play alive. Onto the near side of your AOTV screen is Alberta, bouncing around looking for space. Back to the point. Shot doesn't come. Now it will get just in the slot area. Pass across, broken up. Alberta looking for a seam. Can't find one for a shot. And it ends up being dumped in down low as Alberta tries to get a change in the offensive zone. 1:40 gone in the second period. 1-0 BC leads. BC will take this one off the boards and head the other way. Alberta, though, close them off, and now BC will floor this one, and that'll get a whistle. I guess flooring is not as big of a deal as it is in hockey. As in hockey, you can't change when you ice it, but here you can. So the faceoff will come all the way back down into Alberta's offensive zone. They're trying to get something cooking here with a $1:54 gone in the second period. Faceoff eventually won by BC, but Alberta keeps it in from the red line. This one is angled off here, and now a centering pass broken up. BC forced to retreat yet again as Alberta keeps it alive. Just outside the blue line, play continues. This one gets knocked to the far side now. Good job by BC to poke it out, and now BC hustling onto it. Trying to get a drive to the net, and Alberta is going to take a penalty. A hook, I believe, will be the call, as the official will get the number of the perpetrator and take him to the penalty box. So a chance again for BC. They had a power play earlier. They'll have another man advantage here, looking to expand their lead, as they already have a 1-0 advantage. A little discussion, but not much, as we're waiting to see who's in the penalty box. I don't see anybody. And with 9.5 to go, the referees will confer. The question will be, is it 2 or 4, I imagine. As now the official heads over and talks to the coach of Team Alberta. This is a new way to slow the game down. As now we get the call, much to the chagrin of the men in black. It will be a 2-minute minor to Alberta with 9.5 to go. So BC to the power play here on AOTV. Levesque from the outside. Half wall, BC moves in. Trying to get something going as they go down below the goal line, pull it back out. Want to go to the point with it, they do. Levesque at the point. Fakes the shot and goes for a pass. Good second effort from BC, gets them the ball back and puts it in down low. A ditch to the point, Levesque. He shoots, and that's high over the goal. Bouncing ball ends up in the hands of Alberta, and they will play it down the floor. 1:15 to go in the power play for BC, their second of the game. Hart for British Columbia Wolverines. As Blake on the near side gives it up. Blake has to wait for teammates to touch up. Good job here by Alberta, keeping everything to the outside and not letting BC get set up in the zone. Now BC with the shot and a big time block. Another shot coming, and that one's whistled wide. This one gets chipped up the wall as BC gets it across the slot, diving play, and knocked out of the zone by Alberta. 23 seconds to go. BC fires it on, no one home. Hustling to get free was Alberta. They do, they rim it around, and BC can't get there, and it's hammered down the length of the floor. Final 10 seconds of the man advantage for BC. As they got time for one more rush, they make their way into the zone. Slot pass, touch pass ends up at the blue line. 7.5 to go. We're back to 5-on-5, and we got a whistle. Frustration for BC as they can't expand their lead. It's 1-0 for the Wolverines here on AOTV. Back at game action here is Alberta and BC engaged in a classic. It's a 1-0 BC lead. Alberta trying to get themselves on the board here. Shot coming, whistled wide. All the way around as bodies collide on the near side. BC takes the ball. Did not get very far as it's turned back by Alberta. Now BC will make their way up. Warnick is tripped, and that'll be a penalty to Alberta, as Warnick is going to draw the tripping penalty. Alberta going right back to the kill when we come back. Back inside the oven, the Keith Bodley in Winnipeg. Dave Anthony with the call on AOTV. 1-0 BC as Hart takes it on the near side of the points. Back down low as Alberta's shorthanded yet again. Third power play of the game for BC. Keeping everything to the outside. Now they try to center it, but it's going to get all the way out almost to the red line. Play stays alive. Centering pass and a nice stop by the Alberta Tendy. He's been the busier of the two, but he has been up to the task as he has been solid as a rock since allowing that first goal. 1-0 BC currently out in front here in the second period, which has 6 minutes and 23 seconds left. Pushed forward by Alberta. BC keeps the play alive. To the red line and stays in. Hart here on the near side. Surveys, goes half wall. BC trying to cut in front. And they just about snuck that through. But a great job by the goaltender again to seal the 5-hole and lock that down and get a whistle, as Alberta's goaltender has been stealing the show here in this one, keeping his team within shouting distance. It's 1-0 BC. Face off in the Alberta defensive zone. They win the draw. Can't get it out though. Levesque drops it down. Hart on the near side. Hart's got a man going to the net. Couldn't hit him with a pass. Levesque shoots. Big rebound. Scores! A power play goal for BC's number 19. And it is 2-0 for the home side. Pardon me, that's number 15, Blake, with the goal, as the big rebound after the point shot from Levesque went right to Blake, who beat the goaltender between the pad and the glove. And a power play for BC gives them a 2-goal lead. You can tell that Alberta was playing with fire. A couple penalties in a row. They kill off the first couple, but eventually BC's power play is able to break them down and get a good chance and Barrie on the rebound. BC is going to turn this one over as Alberta looks to push back. BC's got it again, though. Up through center lane. Now BC's off 2-on-1. BC in. Nice dish. And they can't convert as that pass went right through the wickets and out the other side. 5:10 to go. Centering play. Has it poked back to the blue line and out. Now BC's off. Sutherland slams on the brakes, turns and fires towards the goal. Off of a body and wide behind the net. Puck behind the goal it goes. Ball behind the goal, pardon me. As this gets swept up and down, that'll be flooring on Alberta. We'll take a break and come back. It's 2-0 thanks to a power play goal by Blake. Back here at the Keith Bodley, Dave Anthony with the call. Shot coming from BC is wide, loose in front, and they just couldn't find the rebound. As this one gets poked towards the front of the goal, Alberta digging for it. BC finds it first. Under 4.5 to go. BC out in front, 2-0. Good defense here by Alberta. Takes the puck away, or ball away, pardon me. And now a clearing attempt is gloved down and out. Here goes BC. Trying to get an odd man rush going. Shot coming, they score! High glove for BC. And that makes it 3 for the Wolverines. A harmless looking play as BC just ripped up the near side. Good defense by Alberta. Took the passing lane away. So Alberta forced a shot, and just a good shot beat a good goalie. And BC grabs a 3-0 lead, and we got ourselves a timeout. Alberta will take a timeout, and so will we. 3-0 BC with all the momentum here in the second. Alberta trails 3-0 here on AOTV. Dave Anthony with the call of the game. 3 goals from BC2 in this second period has given them a little bit more of a comfortable lead. Another shot there for BC, turned away by the goaltender of Alberta, as it's a BC shooting gallery right now. Alberta just trying to hang on and get a little momentum. As away comes BC again, who steals the Alberta offensive attempt. Levesque fires this one all the way down, and that is flooring. Coming up next, a U19 girls showdown. It'll be New Tecumseth Extreme, against the Withrow Park Knights. So the Extreme versus the Knights, U19, coming up next here on AOTV. Face off inside BC's defensive zone, won by the Wolverines, and now they'll stretch this out. Here's a potential breakaway. BC's in, loose, and stopped by Alberta. Another attempt stopped by Alberta as BC is just all over the Alberta team right now with 3:10 to go. Ball ends up back near the point. BC fires it on and gets a stoppage. BC has really cut the rink in half here, and it put consistent pressure on Alberta. Their goaltender has done all he can. He's tried to get them a fighting chance, but Alberta will need to find a goal or two and a little momentum here, potentially before the period has come to an end. This one gets poked on to the Alberta goaltender, and he gives his man a bit of a slash as some words are exchanged. As the chirping picks up a little bit between both these clubs. Perhaps some frustrations for Alberta, who are down by 3. As Alberta able to chip it as far as the red line and are unable to muscle that out. Good second effort from BC, gets them the ball back a couple times, and now almost set free as this will be just offside. As the referees are going to have to keep a lid on this one. Both teams are starting to get a little rambunctious with 2:25 to go here in the second period. 3-0 the score. Face-off outside the blue line for BC and Alberta. Pushed forward by Alberta in black. BC in white scoops it up first. They played this one on the goalie, and he'll get a whistle with 2:15 to go in the second period. We are still in the second period, and that U19 game was supposed to start now. So you can tell we're a little bit behind schedule here at the Keith Bodley, day one. Alberta wins the draw, rims it around. Hoping to get a breakout, they'll try the other side. Does not come to fruition. It's stopped by stopped by BC, and now BC can try and get that going, but a whistle will stop the action yet again. Face-off will stay inside Alberta territory, as they'll say it was off of a Albertan. 1:56 now to go in this second period. BC tries to get a shot away off the face-off. It hits a couple bodies. Ends up on the far side. Back below the goal line, Alberta will try to regroup as BC once again puts on the pressure and takes the ball away. Shot coming. Big pad stop by Alberta. BC's got it again. Late pass, though, ends up putting the defender in a bind. Little reverse here, has BC to the blue line. Fake shot, and now BC with space. Cross pass into the seam, shot coming into the glove of the goaltender. A lot of support from Team BC and for Team Alberta here in this one. Face-off will be inside Alberta territory as Team BC's got 3 goals in the first 2 periods and change. As this deflects off the end boards, BC's got it again. Sharp angled shot whistled wide. It hit the ref and takes a funny hop. This ends up getting poked all the way out and down. Slamming on the brakes is Alberta. Top of the blue paint, ends up being blocked by BC, and it's going to get all the way down onto the goaltender, who tried to play it, almost gives it away. Now does give it away to Blake, who shoots, and that's tipped just high and wide. Around the goal it goes. 35 seconds left. Alberta watching as BC again keeps us to the outside. Good step up by Alberta. Breaks it up, and now they try to get away with it. Alberta sweeps it in. The defender fell down. Bouncing ball. Doesn't get to the net. Weak backhander turned away. And Alberta, with the final 10 seconds left, tries a weird slap shot. Now another one. And that one just skipped wide. Popovich just about caught everybody by surprise. Here's a centering pass, and the ball was stepped on, and the horn sounds to come, or to signal, sorry, that the second period has come to an end. We'll take a break and come back with the third. It's BC comfortably in front, 3-0 after 2. Back inside the Keith Bodley Arena in Winnipeg at 3-0 BC. As Alberta will try to claw their way back into this one. Early goal could really set the tone as the Alberta faithful tries to get their team back into it. BC comfortably ahead, and we'll just look to play mistake-free ball hockey the rest of the way, as emotions will need to stay in check for both sides. As Alberta starts with the ball. This gets played back all the way around into the corner. Alberta to the half wall. Shot comes. Nice stop by the goaltender of BC. Good battle win by BC, by Alberta. And they just about snuck that one in off a body. Get it to the blue line. BC is able to clear this one out and down. They're going to wave flooring. Or no, they're going to whistle it down. Because why have continuous action when you can have a whistle? We'll get a face-off in the defensive zone of BC. So Alberta needed that and has a chance now to maybe set something up on the offensive. 43 seconds into the final 12-minute period. Bouncing ball is won back by Alberta. Shot coming from the point. Stopped by the goaltender of BC. Around the wall is Alberta. Hangs onto it. Trying to center it. Doesn't go. As BC's got a little bit of time now on the near side. BC gets through the check and makes their way in. Shot coming, as that was more of a shot pass, and it was blocked before it reached the net. Around the wall it goes, kept in by BC. Centering pass off the shoulder of the Alberta goaltender. BC back at the point again. This ends up going across, intercepted nicely by Alberta, And away they go. This one directed right on net as bodies collide. BC's going to get the penalty. Their first of the game for holding. So with a minute 44 gone in period number 3, Alberta gets a must-score power play opportunity, down by 3. It all will start with the face-off win. As it'll be inside BC territory since they were the offending party. This one is directed towards the blue line and kept in by Alberta. This gets towards the goal. That's stopped and picked up again by Alberta. Alberta puts it towards the goal, blocks diving, and that one's off of Alberta and out of play. One ref says inside, one ref says outside. And it will be outside. That is the correct call. It did go off of Alberta last. So 9:54 to go in the period. 1:38 to go in the power play. Face-off bounced out by BC. They'll get the handle on it and fire it down the rink. So Alberta will regroup. Up, right up through the gut. Alberta chips it in. BC's Hart gets there first. Angled off. The ball taken away by Alberta. Nice recovery by the black and red. Point shot is faked. Now it goes back. Alberta puts it on. And that one tipped just wide. Had the setup, had the execution, just couldn't finish with that deflection in front. Another low to high play. BC watching as Alberta scores! A power play goal as that may have changed directions in front. But Alberta is on the board. It's a 3-1 game. I believe it will be number 39 with the goal. It might be 99. Either way, Alberta won't care too much who scored it, just the fact that they got one. And they're now down within they're within two, pardon me, with 9 minutes left. Plenty of game. As this gets poked around to the near side, Levesque fires it through, past everybody. They're gonna wave flooring so play can continue. Behind the net it goes. Seconds ticking away on the clock to the players left. Bouncing this to the blue line and out is Alberta. BC though manages to keep it in. Once again, Alberta forcing everything to the outside, and they take the ball away, trying to chip and run, but unable to do so, and away comes BC. Sutherland has it bounced just out of his reach. He reverses back as Gill gets it to the blue line. Shot coming, whistled wide, takes a funny bounce, and a nice job again by the Alberta netminder to pounce on that one with 8:08 to go in period number 3. Alberta hoping to capture a little bit more momentum from that goal, but a good pushback by the BC Wolverines has them in business down in Alberta territory. This one gets knocked towards the blue line, put on goal by the defenseman Lee of BC, went wide, ends up getting cleared up into the corner. Spinning back on the far side is BC, who's in control, chipping it down and around. Alberta to the near side, just out of the reach of the winger. Good steal though, but BC gets it through, and now a break in front, and a quick shot by Gill ends up off a stick and wide. This one bounces to the far side of the blue line, and the shot goes wide as well. 7:30 remains in period number 3. 3-1 BC, and a big rebound there off the BC goaltender. gets Alberta set up a little bit as now BC's forced to retreat, and now it's the Wolverines that will pick it up, and they'll get it as far as the red line, turn back, and now can enter in the zone. Little dipsy doodle pass across, and that was broken up. BC keeps play alive down low, looking for a lane in front. It's off a body and chipped high on the backhand over wide. BC all over it again as the centering pass hits a stick, bouncing around the blue line, and neither team could corral it. Eventually it is Alberta that gets this one up and out. Into neutral territory, but BC turns it right back, and BC will just get to center, dump it in, and go for a change. 6:40 to go. BC out in front 3-1. As here to center, BC will head back as Alberta will send in a forecheck. Nice job by the defense there to take the hit and come away with the ball as BC looks to exit the zone. This one gets all the way down. It'll be out of the reach, though, of BC, and that'll be flooring with 6:15 to go here in period number 3. 3-1 the score with BC out in front. But Alberta's got the latest to cut it to within 2. And an offensive zone faceoff makes things a little bit more interesting here at the Keith Bodley. Face-off one back, and now controlled by Alberta. Alberta goes to the point with it. Hit a leg and went wide. Slamming on the brakes is Alberta, trying to get a little space. BC doing a good job to refute that, and now BC will get it as far as the blue line. Glove down and cleared by BC. Into the offensive zone as this gets stopped up. Eventually it gets chipped out as there's a little interference that's run that doesn't get called. Play continues. There's a hold that goes uncalled, and now BC is off to the races. Good back check though by Alberta, breaks that up. Alberta scoops it up near their blue line, trying to get it too deep and can't. Turn back not once but twice was Alberta as BC steals momentarily only though, and now Alberta can get it to the blue line and out. Trying to make a move but can't get free is Alberta. As again, a good back check there by the Wolverines towards any Alberta rush. Centering pass here is off a stick as this one gets lifted out to the red line, not out. So Alberta can stay in the offensive zone. Knocked down from behind. Play continues as Alberta getting a little frustrated here as with 4.5 to go, they intercept, walk in. Nice stop, rebounds there. And it's underneath the defender as the official lost sight of it. Face-off will come in BC territory. When we come back, the Wolverines out in front by a pair. Back underway here. Face-off controlled by the Wolverines of BC. Played into the corner for Hart. He gets angled off. As BC is able to block that shot from getting through, and now coming back the other way, the Wolverines. Chipping it for Sutherland. Sutherland couldn't get that ball to settle down. Break there for Alberta as this one bounces into the ceiling and out of play. .347 to go in the final period of regulation. It's a 3-1 game. Alberta's got the latest, though, to make it a little bit closer, a little more interesting. They need to get one here in a hurry, though, to really put the pressure on Team BC. And we're going to get a timeout, so we'll take a break. 3-1 BC here in the third. Both fan bases trying to get their team energized for a final push. 3:47 to go. BC leads by a pair here on AOTV. Face off inside Alberta's defensive zone. BC collapses and gets there first, fired wide. Kept in the offensive zone. BC gets some space. And now put a backhander on, and that's swallowed up by the Alberta goaltender, who once again is giving his team a fighting chance, down by 2 with 3:31 to go, third period. Coming up next, the U19 girls. The Extreme versus the Withrow Park Knights as we get another whistle. .328 now remains in this third period. Alberta in the wrong end of the rink, needing to find a little momentum if they want to make a comeback here in this one. BC trying to maybe get one more to put this game away. Centering passes went through everybody, nobody home. BC watching as Alberta will play it up the near side, out of the reach of the intended target, and we got a flooring call. 3:10 to go in this game as the clock is quickly becoming the enemy of Alberta. They'll need to bear down here and really make an offensive push and maybe force BC into some mistakes. There hasn't been many from the Wolverines here today, but there's always time for that as this one gets whipped wide. BC forces Alberta again to try and rim this one far side. No one home. Nice stick lift from Alberta, and again BC turns them right back, and this one's up and out of play. I feel at some point these Alberta and BC parents are going to have to buy real estate in Winnipeg. We've been here so long. And I have a warning, the housing market is quite high, although probably not as high as BC and Alberta, so maybe they might welcome it. This one gets blocked before it could get in deep of Alberta territory as Alberta turns them back. Poked out again to center. And now beyond as Glenn fights through the check. Glenn, centering pass off the side of the goal. As again, BC puts this one up and out of play for, you guessed it, a whistle. Well, that might be the turning point of this game. If Alberta can come back and find a way to tie this game, that grade A chance by BC will be the one we look back to as the potential nail that would have put it out of reach. But alas, we will take a break. 2:26 to go, another break. BC up 3-1 here in the third. The BC faithful, who's been vocal all day long, trying to implore their defenders and maybe put one more in to really ice this game away. They lead by 2 with 2.5 to go. Cross pass, shot, they score! The BC Wolverines lead 4-1 on a beauty cross pass and a fantastic finish by number 27. Looked really harmless coming out of that timeout. BC is able to control off the draw, and then Alberta caught kind of out of position as that pass went right through the seam, on the stick, off the stick to the back of the net. And BC gets that insurance marker and leads 4-1 with 2:10 to go. This one gets chipped around the goal. Hustling towards it is BC again, trying to keep it down low. Man out in front. Pass was behind him. Turns and fires. A nice stop there by the goaltender. Another shot coming. Another nice stop. Alberta's goaltender has not been the cause of their issues tonight. With under 2 to go. Bouncing ball ends up in the possession of BC yet again. Chipped, intercepted, kicked, and out comes Alberta. To the red line and in. BC's goaltender is going to be forced to cover that with 93 seconds to go in regulation. 4-1 BC up on Alberta. Three more games coming up tonight on AOTV. We've got the U19 girls coming up next, and then a pair of U19 boys contests. The Calgary Fury against Pacific Coast, and then BC Express against Saskatchewan. As BC's just going to turn and fire this one down. And that's a flooring whistle with 1:22 to go. BC was really picked it up as this game has gone on. Alberta's goaltender's given them a fighting chance, but Alberta just unable to find that second gear of offense. BC's capitalized on the looks that they've been given. Power play goal for both sides. The special teams have had their looks as we have 1:10 to go in the final period. 4-1 your score. BC just turns and fires this one down. Won't have enough for flooring as Alberta gets back. This one put on net, and another whistle. This one with 58 seconds left. And might be a new ball hockey record for whistles in this game. I'm not going to check that, but I'm going to just 65% confidently say. As another face-off inside Team Alberta territory. Knocked behind the goal. Alberta plays this off the side wall and out. Hustling onto it is Alberta. 45 seconds to go in the game. This one towards the goal, fired through, and couldn't get that last tip to redirect it home. Back behind the net, Alberta pressuring BC, keeping the ball away from anyone wearing black and red. This one almost got to the blue line, but it's out, and Alberta's able to steal. And now it's fired out and down the ice by BC, who seem content to just get this one over the finish line, up by 3 goals. Face off to the right of the BC netminder. Won by Alberta, shot coming, stopped, rebound. Good defense by BC to lock that down. As this one comes all the way around from behind the net, BC coaches yell for them to eat it, and they will do just that. It is a final as BC will defeat Alberta 4-1 here on AOTV. So that wraps up this game. We got another one coming up here in just a little bit. We'll take a break and come back. More ball hockey on AOTV.
Take as much as you want.